Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that last presentation I gave you, which was the rock only. This is also going to be rock only. There might be some new wave or something there, or folk rock. Let's go ahead and start with a very popular album. This is Genesis Abacab. And my brother and I used to listen to this record quite a bit, and the song Abacab presented a lot of mystery about what that name Abacab meant. After doing some research, I'm discovering that it is the chord progression of the song, A-B-A-C-A-B. So one of these days I'm going to break out the old keyboard and try to play it and see if that's correct. I should have did that before I started, but hey. Favorite band, great live album, this is Kansas. I think this is called Two for the Show. Look at that colorful back, no, just kidding. I like this because it's two of the cleaning ladies looking at the program thinking, boy, I wish I was younger, I would enjoy this stuff. But I just love albums that tell a story. Somebody who's sorely missed. Okay, this is the non-rock straggler. But this is Donna Summers, Live and More. However, she did do some songs that could be considered rock. For example, The Wanderer, remember that song. She was the disco queen, but she had a way of blending pop with disco. And I think that was really great about her. Okay, all right, here's another straggler, but you'll forgive me because this is the great Al Jarreau. This man has the most magnificent jazz voice there is, next to Eddie Jefferson and Bobby Short. There's an album he released some years back called Tenderness, live album. The song, Tenderness, I pushed that repeat button 30 times in a row. I kid you not, it is that beautiful. So if you want to check that out, please do. It's called Tenderness. But this album here is called We Got By. Boz Scaggs' early album, I think this is his first. Went on to great big superstardom, this guy. Silk Degrees, I suggest you listen to that album if you want some good Boz Scaggs 101. Carole King did an album, which was a conceptual album. This is called Fantasy. I was going to say Tapestry. A lot of her first albums either had brown covers, and then she started doing albums that had blue colored covers. This album, it's never silent between the songs. It tells a story about the scope of humanity, about different people, and it's a conceptual album, as I said earlier. It's not as popular as Tapestry, but it has some good musicians in it, and her voice is so beautiful with this record. I would like for you to all take some time to listen to that. I don't know much about this. This is Sunrise. I'm suspecting they might be fusion or jazz, but I'll listen to that. I got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to records. This is Henry McCullough, Mind Your Own Business. Great harp player. Okay, now we're going to go into familiar territory. This is Led Zeppelin's first album. Dazed and Confused is an iconic hit. I believe Jimmy Page actually uses a violin bow to play the solo on that song. At least that's what I've seen from live filmings of that song in concert. This is a great album. Probably my third favorite, or fourth favorite. This is my favorite. This is Led Zeppelin 2. Living Loving Maid. We got Moby Dick. Ramble On, which is my favorite song, but this is their heaviest album. Then, Led Zeppelin, let's say Van Halen. Led Zeppelin 3. This is not as good as the other two albums that preceded it, or the two albums that came after it, but it's not bad. Gallows Pole and The Immigrant Song are good. This contains the wheel that actually turns, but since it's in the shrink, I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm pretty sure you've played with it, or broke one. Okay, another fantastic album. This is this is Led, and then when I get to Van Halen, I'm going to say this is Led Zeppelin. This is Led Zeppelin 4. I've heard it called many names, Zoso with the Runes, whatever. Regardless, it's a wonderful record. Misty Mountain Hop, Black Dog, Rock and Roll. I hear a lot of people say that the song Four Sticks does not belong on this album. It sounds like it should be on another album, but I beg to differ. I think Four Sticks is the best song on the album. Yes, I think it's even better than Stairway to Heaven. And it's got a vertical gatefold, which I'm not going to open now because you've seen it before. And it has the Hermit on the inside, which has become kind of like a symbol that was associated with Led Zeppelin. I didn't say Van Halen this time. Donovan, Mellow Yellow, great song. He also did Sunshine Superman. My favorite Donovan song, though, is Season of the Witch and Jennifer Juniper. But there's Donovan there. Get this one. Okay, this is more pop rock, but this is Neil Diamond. Everybody loves him, so I'm going to throw him in there. Taproot Manuscript is a good album. Side 1 contains American songs like Cracklin' Rosie and He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, which was originally covered by the Hollies. Side 2, he does something called the African Suite. It's just African-style music. Beautiful, beautiful compositions on this. He states on the album that he loves African black gospel music, and this was his love letter to that type of music. So you get the best of both worlds with this album. Taproot Manuscript by Neil Diamond. Bob Dylan album I have not listened to. After all these decades, I still have not gotten to it yet. This is saved. I believe it came out after Slow Train Running, which has You Gotta Serve Somebody on it. And I promise I will get to this and tell you what I think. It's kind of a very ethereal, beautiful, female-fronted band here. This is Beach House. I had no idea about this group, and I just bought it on a whim, and I was not disappointed. I have 3 other albums. I will get those together and show them to you. Another great band. This is Scorpions. One of my favorite covers. Animal Magnetism. Scorpions are a lot of fun. Speaking of a lot of fun, Elvis Costello, this year's model. Only this man can do what he does. His albums are just magnificent. The song Pump It Up is on this album. And I think this came out in 81 or 78 or something, but I suggest that you listen to that one. The last album I have is one of my pride and joys. This is the Velvet Underground and Nico. And this is the Andy Warhol cover. It was next to impossible to find a copy of this record, period. But to find one that the banana hadn't been peeled off was even harder. And I looked for decades to find one. I ended up getting one, an original on Verve with the banana that it has not been peeled off. However, this I think is a reissue. So that's the one I will be listening to. The other one's locked away where it's safe. And this one here is the mono version of the Velvet Underground and Nico. I think a lot of albums sound much better in mono than stereo. It's hard to explain why, but you just have to kind of listen for yourself to see. All right, there you go. This was my second installment of Rock Only, my vinyl collection. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and I'm glad you stopped by to visit me. Everybody have a good day.